What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna go through my space and just give it a little bit of a refresh. If you missed my kitchen refresh video or the decorate with me, go back and watch that one. But I did do a couple of updates. I bet you guys can spot them as you are watching this video. So I'll update you on those, but if you wanna see kind of the whole thing that I did with the kitchen, make sure you go back and check that video. Also, I recently did a bathroom refresh, so I'm not really gonna do anything other than swap out the greenery in there, and that's pretty much it. After the holidays, I find that my house gets a bit more lived in and things just get put in places that there's space for it, basically, because the Christmas decor takes up so much space. So I feel like throughout the house, things just end up in places and it just needs a little bit of a refresh. We are at the beginning of the new year. I wanna feel inspired and just in love with my space. Our Christmas decor has been down for a little bit, but I feel like it still felt a little bit empty and like it needs a little bit of life in here. So without further ado, let's get into this 2023 decorate with me video. This is my desk area and it needs some major attention. As you can see, we have the vacuum over there. I still have that music stand that I bought. I am gonna use it for painting, but I just haven't wanted to like mess it up. So maybe I'll just use it for displaying art. I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is I need to address this whole area, give it a little refresh, a reset, redecorate it, make it look a little bit more decorated. I feel like everything just ends up dumped over here. Here's the update on this space right here. I hung the artwork. I still have the light fixture up there, which I really love, the picture light. I moved the pheasant feathers over by the bar. I'll show you guys that in a second. This space felt too decorated and I wanted it to feel unintentional and lived in. So what I did is I leaned up that artwork there that reminds me of my aunt. And I like it leaning because it feels like I just placed it there. And I really love that look. I have my paintbrushes in that little vintage mustard jar, which I love that jar so much. This jar is the best for putting decor pieces in, but also florals. My little magnifying glass and my art brushes. I put the lamp back here. It was gonna be on the desk behind our sofa, but this is what we have. And I feel like the camera never does this space's justice. I have my laptop out here. I'll bring it out here when I'm working on it. And this space just feels pretty, but like also very functional. I have my desktop that is so obnoxious, but again, I live in a really small space. And then I have my gorgeous Amazon chair. I will link this down below. It has wheels. It's just the best chair ever. And I love the linen up next to the wood. I just love it. I have a throw blanket on here and then I just have a chair sitting right there. That's where Zach puts his shoes on. So that usually just stays right there. But I just wanted a little bit of a decorative space to kind of help this whole area feel intentional. I have my artwork stuff in between the bar and my desk. It's very full back here. As you can see, right here, this is where I put the pheasant feathers and this artwork. I shared this artwork with you guys a while ago. It's a sketch from an artist's sketchbook. It's vintage. I just got the clip frame from Amazon and I love it up here. It gives a lot of height over here and then I just love the feathers in the clay pot over here. This space I think needs to, I don't know, kind of sort itself out somehow, but for now it's all right and I'm kind of loving it. And then at night it's becoming on my routine, I really need to hide this cord to turn on my little bar light and enjoy the bar. I moved this artwork up here because I felt like I could see it better until I find out where, or figure out where I'm gonna put it in the apartment, like up on the wall. But so far, this is how all of this is looking. And I feel like it does not do it justice on camera. Like the pheasant feathers are so beautiful. I might put the white ones up here just to soften it up a little bit. It feels a little heavy over here just because it's a small space with a lot of furniture. But so far, this is where we're at. If you guys haven't seen the video, I actually built this coffee table with my husband. We have a whole video on it. I'll link that down below as well. But we made this table and I still love it so much. I find coffee tables to be one of the hardest areas to decorate because I want it to be functional, but I also want it to be beautiful. So one thing that I like to do when it comes to my coffee table is to start placing decor books down. You can also do trays if you want to corral some items. You can do boxes if you want to hide like remotes and things. I put our remotes up by our TV, so I don't have a box out here right now. I'm just going to place my layout, and I kind of like to zone it out. So, you know, cut your coffee table in quarters or thirds, depending on what type of coffee table you have. Ours is a big square. So I typically try to do 4 different zones, but you don't have to be stuck to that. You can obviously do whatever you want. I am pulling out some of my bigger coffee table books, and I'm going with a little bit of a darker palette. So I have like some grays and some darks in here just because I really like the way that looks with our couch. We have a dark couch, so I like to pull in some moodiness through some of my books. I like to put my books at different levels. This just gives it a little bit more interest. It's a little bit more attractive to the eye. So that's what I'm doing here. And typically I like the taller levels to be further away from the way you enter the room, so you can see the items that are lower first. I think coffee tables are some of the hardest to decorate, but I like to just kind of play around. I like to add in levels, and I like to just add things in, walk away, look at it. Sometimes it needs cleaning as I'm pulling the items out. Adding in a clay pot or a bowl or something that's a bit of a different shape than your coffee table books is just exactly that. You're bringing in a new shape, introducing just a new element, which I really love. I bought these from our house. They don't have a stem, which is the most annoying thing ever, but I still really like the way that they look. I need to order one of those candle warmers that warm it up so that I can, you know, burn these, and maybe they'll be beautiful. But that just adds in something as well. Just kind of like play around with it. So one thing I'm gonna do is take out that book and put this pot back. I think I like the pot. It's big, it takes up a lot of space, it brings in different shape, and I think I really like that. This is where I'm gonna walk away, and I think I like it. I really want it simple. I wanna feel like not very cluttered. I wanna feel inspired. I wanna feel just like things are kind of neat and tidy and just not too much. Maybe that's cute. That's cute. Yeah, I think I like that. I have made a big ol' mess. I have robbed this area of some decor. So we have, you know, kind of a mess going on, but so I'm gonna clean this all up. Over here on this side of the couch, we actually don't sit on this portion of the couch a whole ton. Usually we will if we're watching a movie or we're gonna be on the couch for a while, but to be honest, this part of the couch is really deep to get into, which is super comfortable, but not unless you're like gonna be there for a while. So over on this side of the couch, I just have a little cocktail table and a task light, but I'm gonna add this textured throw blanket just right over the arm of the sofa, just to give it a little bit of texture and to make it feel a little bit more styled. I love to add throw blankets to the couch. I just feel like it really warms up the space, makes it feel designed, but also very cozy and with a lived-in feel. I'm gonna tuck it in, and I like to kind of shove it down in the cushion and just make sure it's nice and pretty. Put my cocktail table back and put my task light. This task light is, I bought it secondhand. It's a little sus, to be honest, and it doesn't want to stay up. I need to fix this, but for now it's fine. And then I'm gonna put my pillows back. So here's the throw blanket. I wanted to give you a little bit of a close-up so you can see the texture. I love this blanket so much, and it's almost like the lightest sage green, but also kind of a gray as well. I think it's so beautiful, and I love it here at the edge of the couch, and it's so soft. So anyone could grab it and use it if they were sitting here, if they wanted, you know, if they were cold and wanted a blanket to throw on them. Perfect little spot. You could also, you know, decorate this little space here with some florals, maybe a couple coasters. I like to have an empty table. Again, we live in a small space, and I feel like having decor on every single surface feels a little cluttery. So this one I always keep empty, but the detail of this table alone is enough to me, in my opinion. I love the little feet. It's got a lot going on, and everything over here is a lot going on. So I feel like it's not necessary for me in my space to put anything on this table. So the first update that I want to give you on the kitchen is I did take out the liner in these lampshades. I felt like they were just a little bit too sterile, just a little too boring in my space. I needed something a little bit more organic, and I was actually going to make a whole new light fixture, and it was a nightmare. I'm gonna leave the light fixtures up to the professionals. Once I started ripping out the liners in these lampshades, I liked the organic look for the time being and thought that this was a nice temporary solution. As you guys know, we're renters. Obviously, if we owned the house, I would invest in some nice light fixtures, but this was just a temporary solution. But I feel like for now, I actually really like the look. The one thing that was missing in that kitchen refresh video was some life. I went outside right now where we are. The citrus is growing, and we have a lot of great greenery to go out and clip. I really love to add some sort of life to the space. Fresh greenery, fresh citrus, even your regular fruits, vegetables. I feel like this just really helps the kitchen feel real and used and lived in, and I just love that. So I went and clipped some fresh lemons and filled up this bowl. Now underneath all of these, if you don't want to, you know, fill up the whole bowl, if you have a large bowl, you can put some craft paper down there, but I have some of our regular fruits down here. So I just kind of tuck them in and hide them so that the pieces that are beautiful and that I want to really be showcased are right on top. I also really love to add in different textures when it comes to greenery, fresh florals, fresh fruits and vegetables. So I have a bowl of lemons on the island and some fresh clipped greenery up on the open shelf up here. I just went outside, clipped this fresh greenery, threw it up here, and it just gave so much life to this space. This one's a little bit more dainty and delicate, where the lemons are a little bit more hardy and take up more space. This is covering my outlets back here, but another thing thing you can do with some of your pots and different things like that is add in your daily cleaning items. If you have some pretty ones, I got these off Amazon, so I can link those down below for you guys. But this is another way if you just want to change up your space, give it a look, you can also add that in there. I like it without anything, but I just wanted to also give you guys this as an idea. I do want to find a piece of artwork to put up here. I'm going to keep the mirror up here for right now. A lot of you guys made really good observations of how the mirror it reflects the ceiling. It's not really reflecting anything, but I'm going to keep it up here for the time being. And once I find that artwork or I paint it, I will update you, because that is ultimately, I think, what's going to bring this space to life, is a gorgeous oil painting that is appropriate in the kitchen. And I'll do that soon. The only other change that I did in the kitchen from the Decorate With Me video was I added this tray. If you missed my antique shop with me, at the end of that video, I did a little haul of some vintage pieces that I got. This tray was one of them. I love it so much. Now, it's not decorated yet. I just put in those little espresso mugs that I shared with you guys. I need to style this, but I thought it was so sweet next to the espresso machine, and I loved the juxtaposition from the, you know, kind of shiny, new, contemporary kind of vibe of the espresso machine to the old, you know, kind of beaten up tray next to it. And I love it. I love it so much. I have to be completely honest, living in an apartment, and I'm sure it's not just me living in an apartment. I'm sure if you live in a rental or even a home that you love and you're so grateful for isn't totally your personality, it can be really defeating at times when it comes to decor if you're like me and you just eat, sleep, and breathe decor. But I have found myself being able to really find my personality in the items that I collect over time and the items that I bring into my space, even down to the fresh greenery or the fruits or different things, just to revive my space, because I don't have the space to rearrange furniture or move different items into other rooms. So this is a fun way for me to just give the space a new life for a little bit, and I love sharing that with you guys. So let me know what area I decorated that was your favorite, and I hope that this inspires you to rejudge your space, and I will see you guys in a couple days with another. Bye.